Warning, this video contains themes of violence, gang activity, and death. This video was made for educational purposes and in no way glorifies gang activity or any of the people involved. We made all efforts to make sure our source is accurate so we can give the most accurate video possible. With that being said, let's get into the video. Before we start this video, we'd like to say if you like the content that this channel creates, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. Today's video is going to take us to the city of Winnsboro, South Carolina. Winnsboro is a town in Fairfield County, South Carolina, and is known to be home to one of the biggest artists to ever emerge from South Carolina. This artist was a young man named Paul Hartz, but to his fans he was known as 18 Veno. 18 Veno was born in 2001 in Winnsboro, SC. At a young age he realized he had musical talents, and he said that he started making music as early as elementary school. When 18 Veno was in the 9th grade he lost his older brother. This sent him headfirst into the streets and turned into a troubled teen. After this death he released his first song on SoundCloud called Fight. It had since been deleted from the platform. All of his music has been about his struggle and pain he had to deal with in his life. Over the years of rapping, 18 Veno worked with many artists and built his connections until he'd make the one connection that would change his career. This would come from him linking up with two Carolina super producers, Nico Baby and Jetson Made It. They've worked with some of the biggest artists in the world.
Link up, man.
Man, it's crazy because dude just walked in here just now. Like, bro, he was there. Like, it's like one of Veno old manager had hit me up and was like, he trying to buy some beats or whatever. So I'm just like at the time looking at like it's a check. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody just trying to buy some beats. And then when he pulled up, he was on some junk like, you know what I'm saying? We dapped it up, topped it up, got the bread right. And bro came in. He was just like, bro, I'm finna snap on your shit. I was like, yeah, okay, word, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't.
18 Veno would be arrested 2 times in 2018 for weapon and drug possession. The second arrest would land him on house arrest, making it very difficult to promote his music and be an artist, but after time went by he was released and able to go back to regular schedule. Over the years 18 Veno would become one of the rising stars in the South Carolina music scene, but this was all cut short when he was murdered in January of 2021, in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He was only 18 years old. For days his murder would be a mystery to his friends and family until the Rock Hill Sheriff's Department would make an arrest. After an autopsy, investigators would determine that 18 Veno was shot by 2 different handguns. Investigators from York County announced that 2 arrests in connection with the 18-year-old's death have since been made. 20-year-old Khalil Lahenra Robinson from Winnsboro, SC was arrested and taken into custody on February 4, where he was then charged with manslaughter. He was ultimately denied bond. Officers also announced the arrest of 22-year-old Christopher Lamont McCullough on charges relating to the case. His bond would also be denied. This shocked many true fans of 18 Veno because Khalil was a good friend of 18 Veno and could be seen in various pictures and music videos with the artist. Many questions were asked but not many were answered until these 2 men went to trial about what really happened on that fatal night. The next year, 2022, the trial was set and the fans, friend, and family of 18 Veno would finally get answers about what happened that night in Rock Hill. The trial revealed the facts that 18 Veno and his friend Khalil traveled together from Winnsboro to Rock Hill in an attempt to make some kind of drug transaction with Christopher McCullough. Once arriving in Rock Hill, these 3 men would meet up and all get inside the same vehicle. This is when things would turn deadly. Prosecutors alleged McCullough shot 18 Veno during a botched marijuana drug deal. They said in opening statements that McCullough wanted to rob 18 Veno, who sold weed to supplement his burgeoning career. McCullough's lawyer, of course, countered prosecutors' allegations and claimed the co-defendant, Khalil Robinson, threatened to kill McCullough during the drug deal. He added 18 Veno and Khalil were armed with guns and were trying to rob him for his cash and other possessions. He claimed the case came down to who is doing the robbing. McCullough, who had posted about needing weed on social media that day, admitted he was buying marijuana at the time of the incident. But his lawyer had evidence that the bullet that struck 18 Veno in the head wasn't fired by McCullough, it was fired his friend Khalil Robinson. This would be the true fatal shot that would kill the rising star. McCullough testified that he lied to police repeatedly after the killing to try to avoid detection for the drug deal and being in the car when 18 Veno was killed. McCullough made up a story about being attacked in Chester to explain his gunshot wound, testimony showed. In an attempt to get his murder charges dropped, Khalil Robinson would agree to testify against McCullough in court. He would go on to testify that he and 18 Veno traveled to Rock Hill in an attempt to sell drugs to McCullough. Once they arrived, McCullough would try to rob the pair, and that's when 18 Veno would attack McCullough. While the two engaged in a physical altercation, he would draw his firearm and try to shoot McCullough, but he would end up striking his friend in the head. He said McCullough then fired more shots at 18 Veno, killing him. McCullough was on trial for murder, which carries up to life in prison for a conviction. He was convicted of the lesser included offense of voluntary manslaughter. The sentencing range for voluntary manslaughter is 2 to 30 years. Trial Judge G.D. Morgan Jr. sentenced McCullough to 12 years. Khalil Robinson was charged with possession of a weapon by a violent criminal. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison.